Everybody, welcome back to another episode of FSI DFS Fantasy NASCAR Picks. I'm your host, Mega31. I don't have my normal setup. I'm visiting family up in Syracuse, so hopefully sound and um, everything comes out okay here. Hope you had a good Daytona. I profited over $500 on all three races. I know it was frustrating waiting for them all to happen, but they did, and they were decent. The truck race, though, was like kind of frustrating because at the end, like I was up a decent amount, and then they kept on like updating, and it kept on like going down, 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 down. It wasn't horrible, but I still don't understand like how Corey Heim did finish second in that one. But anyways, we're on to Atlanta now. It's since they repaved it, it's almost like a super speedway, but it runs like one, but it's only a mile and a half instead of a 2.5 mile one. So it's a little bit tighter. You can't really go like three wide on it. And it seems like there's more like single file racing on it. So it'll be 130 laps here. And the two races that they've had, the 2 years since they did the repave, seen a lot of cautions, almost like a stage worth, like anywhere from like 40 to 60 laps worth. And you only see like maybe 20 to 25 trucks finish on the lead lap. Now, it doesn't seem like there's that much attrition because only, I think, 6 or 7 each race did not make it to the end. So a majority did finish. And it's not really a dominator race because fastest laps is spread out throughout the field again. They do run a little bit more single file here than they do in Talladega and Daytona. And so you're really not going to get a ton of dominator points. If you look at the past two optimal lineups, ironically, the number 4 truck, not like the truck with the number 4 on it, but the fourth starting truck on the grid has actually been the optimal, and that's been all people in the back. So we'll kind of look at that as we build our lineups. There was no practice, so that's a little bit concerning that these trucks, they didn't have time, only like one couple qualifying laps there to get a sense of any mechanical issues with the trucks. So we'll see what happens with that. Anyways, we'll start up top here. And Daniel Dye got the pole, and it looks like these like MHR, so McGalley Higelman Racing trucks have 4 out of the 5 top spots. So obviously they nailed the setup for qualifying, but does that mean that they've got it dialed in for the race? We haven't seen practice, so we don't know if they're really that fast. Dye is okay. He started 7th. He finished 21st. He got in an accident in Daytona. So I think I got to fade him up here. I think he's too young, and I just don't think he's not Jesse Love in Xfinity. And if you watch the Xfinity race, Jesse Love was doing great. He got the pole again. But I think what's really going to happen is that like there's a learning curve, and obviously he was too aggressive and got in an accident. Um, but before we go on, speaking of like Xfinity, everything, I should have said this initially. I just wanted to thank everybody for all the viewership. We had over 3,000 views on the videos that were put out last week, and the Cup one almost had like um, 1.5 or 1.5 thousand views, which is outstanding. So because of that, I will be keeping the on the website. The week package is still free. So if you want to go and sign up for FSI DFS, the description's in the description of the video. There you can get to the website, go on there, look for the week-long NASCAR package, sign up. And just a reminder that if you don't have a Discord with us already, check your email because I will, even though it says that you've joined the server, it doesn't always work. I'll send you a link that will guarantee to get you in, and then we'll get you all hooked up with the package. But going forward, any videos that do over 1,000 views, I will post a coupon in the comments once they've hit over 1,000 for the next week for one of the races. You can join with a daily pass for NASCAR. And if it's a doubleheader like this, then that's kind of a bonus. But if the video ever hits 2,000 hits, 2,000 views, then I will post the next weekend. Just like this, I'll open up the room for free. So keep it keep it lookout for those things. Okay, so back to the race. Ankrum, even though he's up here and he's a little bit more experienced, I still think have to fade him. How did he do in Daytona? Ankrum. Finished 11th, not bad. Started 5th. So, but I just don't think he's gonna be one that dominates. I think he can lose too much place differential here. So maybe borderline GPP, but I think a fade. Majeski, just because he has did dominate this race and do well and was in the optimal in 2022. I think I can give him a GPP there. I think he'll have high ownership if people look at that. And I think if they think this is a dom race, that he might be the one to go out there and lead. But I don't know if it's going to add up to enough points for that. Jack Wood is in the number 4 position, which, like I said, the last 2 races was in the optimal lineup. But again, young, I don't think that he's going to be able to stay up here and do well with all the really good trucks and drivers just a little bit behind him. He finished 18th after starting 23rd, so he was the last one that wasn't in an accident that made it through in Daytona, so that's good. But I think that he's got a lot of um, learning ahead still before I can trust him to be like the dominator this high up. I mean, if it was Sanchez, then maybe, um, or Garcia, but I don't think Woods is quite there yet. Akis, GPP, definitely a veteran, definitely one that had a really, really good run here in 22. So I could definitely consider him for a GPP. Enfinger is another solid veteran here. Still getting used to this like new team CR. Let's see what my note says. Um, oh well, look, they have an alliance with MHR here. So looks I guess we can say there's like 5 out of the 6 top trucks. So nailed the setup here. But again, we don't know what that's going to mean for the race. We haven't seen practice, so it's going to be a GPP. I think Kyle Busch will be very highly owned because people will look back to the last couple of years and see how he's like dominated when he's been in truck races. But my issue is that this is the team that he did sell. So I think, but it's not his team anymore. So I don't know how that's going to bode. 12 is pretty steep price tag to pay. And he's going to be a GPP for me because I could he go out there and dominate and win the race, but he's only getting like 6 place differential points. It's not going to be a lot of laps led, so I don't know. I just don't think I can do it in cash because if I looked at it, if I take Kyle Busch, like my last 2 people in my lineup, Kyle Busch and like a lawless and let's see here, Timmy Hill. Like Kyle Busch and Timmy Hill, I think are the same amount of money for me to get like 2 mid-range drivers, like I think like maybe Tanner Gray and Ty Dillon or something like that. It's just a lot. Like you're talking with the stars and scrubs, you're talking like 17.5 there. So, I think I'd rather take like the 7 and 8K guy there, which I think would be Ty Dillon and Nick Sanchez combined, because no, that's a little too much. But anyways, what I'm saying is you can get 2 really good mid-range drivers or Kyle Busch and somebody in the back, which I think I'd rather in cash take the 2 mid-range drivers to fill out my lineup than to play the stars and crows with that. Crafton, another veteran that's been around for forever. He's like a hallmark of the sport here. He had a really good run at Daytona. He started 11th, he finished 7th. So I think he's in play also, but I don't think I'm going to play him in cash. Purdy, he's been doing pretty well here, pretty solid. So I like him on this Spire team here. But again, I'm playing cash a little bit further on down. So if you think he's one of the ones that's going to do well up here and want to put him as like I said, with the build, I don't really have anybody outside the top in the top 13 as a cash play. But if one of these GPP plays stands out to you and you feel like they're the one, then definitely you can build your lineup that way. Connor Jones, even though I think he's starting too far forward, I think he's got potential here as a rookie and this Thor Sport truck, but I just can't. Um, Definitely, he's not one of the ones I'm going to consider in cash. Jake Garcia, I thought he'd do better at Daytona. He was another rookie. He's like a, the lighter version to me of Nicolas Sanchez. They both had really good runs last year at times, but he got an accident pretty early and ended up finishing 34th. I don't think it was his fault. So I just think he got caught up in it. So I think I'll keep my eye on him here in the season. Rajak Ruth definitely overperformed. He's really starting to round into, he finished third, and he's I think that he's really he was up there and almost contending for the win. So I think he's learned a lot. I think he's going to be very successful. I like the team that he's on. So at price a little steep at 75, but I think he's starting to get there. I think that's, just based on his success from Daytona. So that's I'll might be playing a little bit of him, but um, I can't do it in cash. The last guy in maybe, but I don't know if I'd be in that 75 point or $7,500 range. Lane Riggs, GPP. I think he's got a lot of potential as a rookie, and I think he's in this 38 truck, which was Zane Smith, and it was Todd Gillian's before, and it's had a lot of success. And I think he's going to also, maybe it starts here. He got taken out early in Daytona, but GPP, I'm not going to play him in cash just yet. Ben Rhodes, really like this play here. Should be pretty strong. He's an aggressive driver, so I like that at this racetrack. So I think he's going to be highly owned, and I really like him in cash. So this is where I'm going to start cash. Colby Howard, where did he race at Daytona? Don't remember him out there. So no, he did not. Um, Brenninger was in this truck and didn't do bad. I mean, this truck took a beating. It wasn't her fault. She was just caught up in some bad wrecks. So I think it's a decent team, but GPP I can't do in cash. Stuart Friesen, he's like the last couple of years, he's really fallen off. Um, yeah. So I just haven't seen the upside from him. So he's going to GPP. I think he does have the floor for me in cash. He's like boom or bust, and it's been a lot more bust than boom recently. Ty Dillon, Rackley Warehouse truck. I know they didn't do well. Got an accident really early and kind of hurt some of my good truck lineups, but with the rest of the pieces, they were solid enough to cash. They would have probably done better if Dylan did. I like the team. Been a cup driver. He's really experienced, and I think he should do pretty well in this series. So I gotta always consider him a cash. Sanchez, who did really well at Daytona, won the race, looked really good out there. I think that he finished starting 18th here. I think he can definitely move up. I did see that Kyle Busch was suing Rev Racing on X. So I don't know what this is for, like payment or something. They used to be affiliated, and now I think they're affiliated with Spire. So I don't know how that's working out. Hopefully, it's not going to be a distraction or an issue, but this race, I think will be fine. I'll let you know if down the road if it's going to turn into anything. Corey Heim, definitely, I think, is my favorite driver. Not that I personally like Corey Heim, but I think that just playing Corey Heim in DFS, he just had a lot of success last year, and I think he's going to continue on this year. I love the fact that he's starting 19th. There's some place differential. He could definitely get up there, have a shot at winning any race. So um, there's my first play there, and I think he'll be very popular. Billy Curry has been solid recently in trucks, also a 13th place finish at Daytona after starting ninth. Looked good, kept things clean. So I think he'll be popular, and that's the cash play for me. Matt Mills and this other niece truck, I think is a GPP. I think of a little ownership. He's a good driver and everything, but I just want to see more of him. He started fourth, finished 26th, but I don't think he was like in any accidents or anything. Um, show me more on him before I'm playing him in cash, but GPP definitely consider him. Tanner Gray, like him here. He had a good run in 22 or 23. One of them, I think he was in the optimal lineup. So give me him in cash play. Dean Thompson did better than I thought he would. He finished 24th, starting 15th. And I don't believe it was his fault, but I think that this is going to be a decent program, and 6,400 is a fair price. So GPP I like, but I can't do in cash. I'd rather take Brett Holmes, who's right below him, has around the same place differential, and is $500 cheaper there, because even though in this one you might still not use your full allotment of salary, I think that, if you, again, just like the rest of the ones in Daytona and Talladega, if you like your lineup and want to leave money on the table, go ahead. But I think that I find myself using like most of it in most of my lines, and probably not leaving any more than like 2,000 on the table in the lines that I built currently. So Brett Holmes is definitely a piece that I like in cash there. Honeycutt, still young. I just don't trust him yet. Where did he end up finishing? Or did he not even make the race? No, Sauter was in that truck. So I think maybe he was in the Xfinity race. So I don't trust him as a driver quite yet to play in cash or GPP, I think. But again, I'd like the Brett Holmes was right there too, who's saving you $700 in that case. Maggio, take it or leave it. He didn't make it. I don't think he qualified for uh, Daytona. So uh, this is going to be his first race of the season. So just really need to see him um, do something before I can play him cash. Timmy Hill liked this play, and I debated whether I wanted to make this one a prime or not, but I really needed the $300 more, so I ended up making Spencer Boyd the prime, and I'll get to that when I get down there. But if I'm definitely a cash play, love it as a great cash fill-in in your lineups, so think he'll be highly owned here. Thad Moffitt, Richard Petty's grandson here. I don't. He finished dead last, got in an accident after starting 10th. I think again he is another one that needs a lot of learning up here in the series. He ran a couple races last year, and but I just don't think that he's going to be ready yet. Well, let me look at my notes here. Maggio, Scott Olson. Okay, so this Maggio truck is KBM chassis from On Point and got a couple engines, and this faction. So yeah, I like this team here. This is the team from Oklahoma. Um, they fielded 66 in an arc and did pretty good. Tech agreement with Nice, and Lane and Logan Moore are the ones that are running it. And the reason that is faction 46 is because they're from Oklahoma, and Oklahoma was 46th state to join the United States. So I think there's some potential here for the team. I think Moffitt, with his racing family figured out, but he's just quite not there yet. Lawless Allen's a fade for me. He's this 33 truck was horrible last year. He's an okay driver. Don't put him in the Joe Graff Jr., Drew Dollar um, group just yet, Harrison Burton. Um, but I think that I just don't like the team here. Obviously, they didn't qualify great. I've seen them break down. They overheated in Daytona, so it's a fade for me. I get it. He's a truck in the back, and maybe it'll work out for you, but I just can't do it. Mason Massey, I like in cash here. Started 32nd, made his way up to 25th. That's enough for me at 5,100. If he can do that, if he can get like 7 or 8 place or up 10 place differential points at that price tag, that's all he needs to do, get up into the top 25 for me, and we'll have a good day. Taylor Gray, I think, is going to be uber chalk here. He wasn't old enough to run the race last year, but his Johnny Hunter Nemechek ran his truck and did really well. Um, Taylor just had a phenomenal season last year. He surpassed his brother Tanner, and he just biffed his qualifying lap. He'll be perfectly fine. Just finished 15th at Daytona after starting 8th. So that was Tanner. Where's Taylor? Taylor 19th after starting 12th. Yeah, he was involved in one of the accident at the end, but I think he'll be fine. And there's a ton of upside there, so gonna look to play him. Keith McGee, just these Room Brothers trucks are kind of skeptical with some of the tech on them. McGee started 36, finished 31st. So, I mean, there's 5 place differential points there. So, I think it's the same situation as Massey. I just like Massey's truck and as a driver better than McGee. So, that's why I want cash and want GPP. Plus, I'm saving $400 on Massey. And then Spencer Boyd down here, starting dead last. There's only 33 trucks in the field. Usually, sometimes they get up to 38. So, he is already, and all these guys down here with the bonuses, so with 33, he's already starting with 8 points. So Spencer Boyd, if he goes absolutely nowhere, has an 8 point floor. And it's just every point he moves up, it's just going to be adding to that. So really doesn't need to do that much 5,200. So that's why I made him a prime play. And I like this team, this Freedom Enterprise team. Boyd, Chris Miller, bought GMS truck and the 43 owner points. And Jeff Harmon's been around NASCAR for years as a crew chief and really knows what he's doing. He's president and up in the office of this company. So I think that, we're going to see some. I don't think Spencer Boyd's going to win the title. I don't even know if he's going to make the playoffs, but I think that he is going to probably get up into like the mid range and be like a mid range driver that we can count on. Hopefully, he becomes one of those like ones that we used to love, like Tommy Joe Martin and Austin Wayne Self, those drivers that usually were in like the 5K range that each week were never going to win, but they'd be consistent. They get you place differential points. They run a clean race and be good. And hopefully Spencer Boyd can turn into that this year. So that's what I got for you. If you have a question, you can put them in the chat below. Hit me up at MegaRoar31 on Twitter, formerly X now. Again, if you want to get more information on FSI DFS, you can go to the description of the video. It's all there. And spring training baseball is going on. McKinley and I and a couple others have been brainstorming and putting out our content. And over the first 2 days, we've profited both days, done pretty well. So I think I won like $150 yesterday. So pretty good. So that's free. So all you have to do is actually, that is not on the website. For that one, you have to go on X. So follow FSI DFS on X, and the link is there. If you can't find any, really want to sign up for spring training baseball, put a comment in here, and I'll try to drop the link and see if that works for you. So that's what I got for you. If these videos help, as always, help us back by well, you already help by watching, but liking, subscribe to the channel, share with friends, and just remember, if any video hits 1,000, I will give a free day. And if any video hits 2,000 over the weekend, then I will give the next week of racing for free on FSI in our Discord. So that's going to come in handy down the road if we have these races that don't have practice and qualifying. Like if it's like the short window where you only have like an hour or two to build your lineups before the race kicks off. So thanks for watching. I will be taking a short break here, get this uploaded, and then I'll get the Xfinity out. I will be going to the Syracuse Notre Dame game today. So I'll try to answer your questions before lock of the truck at 2. And then I'll be on the road back down to where I live in Pennsylvania, but I'll still try to pull over so often and answer your questions if you have some for Xfinity. So thanks for watching. Good luck in your contest. You know how to get a hold of me. I'll see you next time.